Y'all, are you ready for the embarrassing thing that just happened to me? Okay, so a few days ago, I was at Barnes& Noble looking for the official English translation of The Guy She Was Interested In Wasn't a Guy at All. And I thought that maybe they would have it on the release day, which of course they didn't. I learned my lesson. Next time I'll pre-order. But when I was there, you will not believe what I found. I found the first 3 volumes of Sodus. You heard that right, as in the GMMTV Thai BL series. I didn't realize that there was like a manga of it, and so I was like, it would be fun if I read it, then watched the series and then made content about it. So if I still want to do that in 2 or 3 days, I'll come back and get it because I doubt someone will have bought them in that amount of time. I went back today after I got done with my work that I was doing. And guess what? Volume 1 was gone. So that means there's somebody else in my neighborhood who's interested in this. So whoever you are, reach out, okay? Because we gotta be friends. But when I noticed it wasn't there, I was like, darn, okay, maybe I'll look for this new Donmei novel I heard about. So I went over to the light novel section, and as I'm looking for this Donmei novel, they didn't have it, by the way. What do I find? KinnPorsche Volume 1.
But this wasn't the plan!
Now, when I saw the spine, I went, oh, I know what that is. That's KinnPorsche. And of course I knew there was a book, okay? I just didn't realize the book had an official English translation that was physical, okay? Because most of the Thai BL novels and GL novels that I've read, they've been in ebook format. And when I've purchased them, that's been the only option. Because, you know, I live in Georgia in the United States. I've never seen this at a Barnes & Noble before. So I was like, I have to get it, obviously. And so I've made up my mind, I'm getting this. I'm gonna still look around to see what else I can find. Maybe there'll be something else that surprises me. Maybe they'll have Pluto, you know what I mean? Which I wasn't gonna read till the show had stopped airing, don't worry. And so as I'm browsing, I of course have the cover like this, because if someone knows what KinnPorsche is, they feel either one of 3 ways about it. They don't care, they love it, or they hate it. And I was terrified that it would be someone who hates it.
Be nice. I'm finding it.
And would want to have a confrontation, or someone who knows what it is, and then it would be kind of awkward, but maybe I would have made a friend. Nevertheless, I'm holding it to my chest because, I mean, the cover isn't even that sus, okay? Also, I don't think I'm a fan of this depiction of Porsche. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be Porsche, but nevertheless, I'm holding it and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep browsing. So I'm browsing the light novel section, and I've noticed somebody's written these little index cards that, you know, when they recommend a book in a bookstore. And so there are 2 index cards in the section, one above the Heaven Official's Blessing shelf, because of course I need a full shelf because there's that many volumes, and then Scum Villain's Self-Saving System. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's somebody in this Barnes & Noble who has really good taste. I bet we would get along. And, it just goes out of my head. So I'm done browsing. I looked at the YA section and then go to the front. Now, the person at the checkout, the cashier, looks young. And I'm like, oh no, this could be the person who knows what Heaven Official's Blessing is. And therefore, if they know what Heaven Official's Blessing is, they might know what this is. And so I walk up there and I hand them the book to check out. The barcode facing up, LOL barcode, sorry. KinnPorsche on the brain, okay? I hand them this facing up. You know, it's helpful. They scan it and they turn around, they go, you thought you could hide your filth from me. I'm gagged. I'm absolutely gagged. Of course, with my luck, the one person who works at this Barnes & Noble who likely knows what KinnPorsche is, it's the person checking me out. And I was like, oh, you know what KinnPorsche is? And the person was like, yeah, I saw a review of the drama on TikTok and I think KinnPorsche is a little much for me. I was like, yeah, I understand. I understand that completely. Like, I would not say, like, if you're thinking about getting into Thai BL and GL, it's definitely not a starter one. Like, I feel like with any Beyond Cloud production, you need to have, like, a significant list of content warnings and preparation before consumption. Like that's my thought process in my head. And you know, the reason why I'm getting this is because I want to know if the crazy insanity of the series is in the book. And we'll see if it is. And I was like, yeah, I'm just curious to see if the series and the book are really similar in some of the same ways. And, you know, I think they thought that I was trying to like defend the purchase. And they were like, no, don't worry, I'm not judging you. I'm currently reading The Ballad of Sword and Wine. And I was like, oh, so we have really similar tastes. I bet me and this person might have very similar tastes. And we likely could be friends. But of course, with my luck, likely the one employee at this Barnes & Noble who knows what KinnPorsche is the person who checked me out. Okay, because after this whole, they knew what KinnPorsche was. I went, let me guess, are you the person in the back who wrote the Heaven Officials Blessing review and the Scum Villain review? And they were like, yes, that was me. And I was like, oh, okay, now it makes sense why you know what KinnPorsche is. They're like, yes. And I was like, listen, if you're gonna get into Thai BL or GL, I would recommend, if you want something wholesome, just Google GMM TV. And I was like, but also since you like Scum Villain, I would recommend Battle of the Writers. And I say that because in Battle of the Writers, the book they're working on, the plot of it really reminds me of Scum Villain, and also Battle of the Writers is based on a Dan May novel. And so we had a really nice, like, quick little chat, but it was still so, like, humiliating for me because I was like, if someone knows what this is, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to justify this, but there's no need for me to be ashamed of buying this novel, okay? I'm gonna read it and I'm probably gonna like it, okay? And I'm not ashamed. I bought this at Barnes & Noble today and the cashier knew what it was. Doesn't change the fact that I was a bit embarrassed.
Rachel, this is serious.
But that's what happened, and nothing's gonna change that. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Have you read the KinnPorsche novel? Have you seen KinnPorsche? Would you read the KinnPorsche novel? Let me know down below.